we sometimes tend to forget that, yes, the kids are not working, but they are using our working devices.
Yeah.
And then most of us are also friends of our kids on their social media handles. So they might be looking for you. You might be well secure because of the environment you find yourself in your workplace or the knowledge you have in cybersecurity, but they don't. So they will be the easy targets to get to you.
Hi, Benjamin. Welcome to the IT Global Direction. My name is Rorisang Hlahatsi-Baloyi. Benjamin, please tell us, who are you, where are you in the world today, and what is the hot topic for today?
Right. Just as you said, Benjamin, that's my name. My name is Benjamin Owusu-Ansah, and I'm coming to you all the way from Accra, Ghana, West Africa, to be precise. The West, or the best comes from the West, surely. So yes, greetings from Accra, Ghana to you all. And then it's going to be a wonderful time in here. Yes. Yeah. So Benjamin Owusu-Ansah, I'm a professional MC. I host events, all manner of events, but I love tech events as well. So I do a lot of hosting of tech events and any other event that comes my way. I also do a lot of public speaking and then public training as well for public speakers. I am the ambassador for the African Seasoned Speakers Network. That's what you see in the background, where we're influencing the next generation of Africans and, for that matter, all other young people across the world. So we bring speakers from all walks of life to come in here and be a source of motivation and kind of encouragement to young people.
So what are we discussing today, Benjamin?
Oh, today's what we're going to do today is talking a little bit about cybersecurity protection for kids or for young people. Yes.
An interesting topic. Would you briefly explain to our viewers what that is? What is cybersecurity for kids? Because we normally look at it from a corporate perspective or from more organizational security perspective. But for kids, we don't have kids working. So how does this work now?
Oh, yes. We sometimes tend to forget that, yes, the kids are not working, but they are using our working devices.
Yeah.
And then most of us are also friends of our kids on their social media handles. So they might be looking for you. You might be well secure because of the environment you find yourself in your workplace or the knowledge you have in cybersecurity, but they don't. So they will be the easy targets to get to you.
Yeah,
but
true.
we always leave them out. We always leave them out. So kids are not working, but they are very, very vulnerable with the kind of devices they use. Some might even use your protected device, or you being protected or protected conscious. You might just give your device to your child, and your child might be online playing some games, and then gets him or herself to a compromised website, and then clicks on something, and they are in your device. So
any examples of how would kids be more vulnerable? So any cases that you have experienced, any stories or anything like that, so that our viewers can get a clear picture on how would this happen?
Wow, that's it. So I'll just start with this. A young lady by the name Alberta. So Alberta, if you're here, just say hi. young lady by the name Alberta.
Yeah.
Alberta loves to post a lot of pictures. She doesn't care whether it's a personal picture, whether it's a group picture, whether it's a family picture, whatever. She posts a lot of pictures onto her social media pages. Now, Alberta has a lot of friends, and she didn't really know these people, but they're just following her and she's following back. So they are friends on their social media pages. Today, Alberta is going to take a picture, or she takes a picture with an uncle, and she posts it there and said, "This is my uncle Jeremy." The next time she takes it with her auntie, takes it with the pet, takes it with the mother, takes it with the father. So Alberta is actually living her whole life on a social media page. But one day, whilst Alberta was in the house with her mom called Alberta to their living room and said, Alberta, come over here. We have this tradition in our family that when a girl turns 18 years, we pass an Asian jewelry to her. And this has been done for about 4 generations. It is your turn now, Alberta. Yes. So this jewelry is for you. And it's such a beautiful and an Asian jewelry. The mother gave it to Alberta. Alberta picked it up, just shouted or screamed, thank you, mommy. The next thing, Alberta was in a room with her phone.
Oh.
And quickly, she lifted up the jewelry and then took a selfie with it and posted it onto a social media page. Now, the moment she did that, there were some people there that I call them CCTV. They are just monitoring. They're just there to monitor you. So whatever you are doing, they are monitoring. Whatever you put up there, you might think, yes, they are liking it, they are commenting, and they were just monitoring her movement because they've gleaned a lot of personal information about Alberta that she didn't even know she was doing it. She was willingly giving personal information out without knowing. So the moment they saw that jewelry, which they checked around and saw that this an Asian jewelry will cost a lot of dollars.
Yeah.
They just took that picture and then placed that picture into a map. And you know, once you take a picture wherever you are not just taking the image of whatever object you are taking the picture of. You are adding what we call the EXIF file, which contains data about that picture. So it collects the GPS or the positioning, the global positioning of where the picture was taken. So it takes the longitude, the latitude, it takes the temperature, it takes the date, the time, and then it even goes to the extent of taking the camera, the details of the camera you use in taking that picture. So you might feel you're just taking a selfie, but you had a lot of information behind that picture you're taking, and you just push it onto the internet. And it's not all social media pages that are able to extract this information. Some allows every information to go, but there are some social media pages that are able to cut this data behind data out of your picture that you post in there. But the platform that Alberta was on didn't do that. So immediately the people took that picture, they were able to get all this information about the picture. Now, they started monitoring her. The next thing they could see was that Alberta has posted another picture whilst she was with the family at the airport. And she took a picture with the family and then posted it and just captioned it. We are about to go on our annual vacation. So now these bad guys who took the picture realized that they are not at home. So they quickly took those information, placed it in a map. The map took them directly to the place or to the house. She took the picture. Now, true to what she posted, there was no one at home. They broke through. They broke into the house. And still with the map, it took them to the exact place, which is Alberta's room, where she took that picture. Now, the whole place was open. Now, they ransacked through her room, and finally, they got the jewelry. So, this is a typical example of how social media stole an Asian jewelry from a young lady who was to pass it on to her children's children.
Yeah.
But she, because of a careless movement and not having enough information about security and how to go about on the cyberspace, she gave it away.
And now, Benjamin, how do we socialize? Because this is now a new way of socializing, because we can't always meet, but I mean, we load pictures on social media. So what do you recommend for our influencers, people that load information on social media? Any recommendations to ensure that they're not vulnerable to these incidents?
And most of the time we post information that we post too much information that are not needed.
Yeah.
If you're taking a picture with your uncle, why do you have to give the full name of your uncle? Why do you have to even go ahead to say, that's my uncle? You know, your birthday, that's your birthday. Yes, you post it on the same day. And then, you know, most people also use their birthdays as their passwords.
Oh.
So on that day that you're celebrating your birthday, that you're posting this picture there and you saying this is your birthday, we've actually gleaned that information already. So when we try any account of yours, these are the simple ones we're going to use. Your birthday, we have it already. Oh. And some also feel online, social media platforms, and they fill in their birthdays and all those stuff. You posting and all these things. You know, an example is when you posting, maybe you see a bird on the branch closer to your window. You take that picture. The moment you take that picture, where the camera was, and then you zoomed in to take that picture, is the exact location of you. So that information is in that picture. Oh. Most often we have our GPS activated on our phones or on our device that we're using. So the moment you take those pictures, it captures the exact location that the picture was taken into it. So some of the advice is that, I mean, you should be conscious about those things. If you're really not using the GPS for anything, maybe you're not ordering any services, why should it be on? Just turn it on when you need it.
Yes. Because
the moment you leave it on, these are some of the things that's going to happen. You take pictures and then it just bundles it in there. If you are not aware when you took a picture and then it's been able to gather this information into it, what you can do is that once you have that picture on your laptop or on your computer, you can right click it and it's going to give you the details of it. You can take those information out of it so that the picture becomes just a harmless picture without that information behind it. So with that one, it becomes easier for you to post those pictures online so that people can't glean that information from it. And sometimes you might not be the target. Maybe your daddy or your mommy or your guardian, or maybe you might be working with a very big person in society that people want to get to. You took the picture in his or her house, and then they have the exact location of where this person is living. You've actually given up sensitive information out without you knowing it.
Oh, it sounds very scary, especially for kids, because you mentioned that sometimes kids use parents' phones. And now I'm thinking from a kid's perspective, as parents, how do we now teach our kids to be more secured? Because most cases, like kids that use phones, they focus on playing games. They're not really looking at the rest of the features, and they do take pictures and load on social media. But what exactly would you recommend in a phone to have those checks and balances? What should parents do?
Right, thank you so much. There are a lot of parents who don't even care about the device their children are using.
True, hey?
Yeah, so they're disturbing them, so they just buy a device for them. You don't really know, I mean, what are the functions of this device? You need to take conscious effort to even understand the device that your child is using, so that on this device you are able to activate parental control on certain websites.
Yeah.
On those devices, so that they don't even get to those websites in the first place to be able to give that information out. And then, as I said, the GPS and then all those things. And then you check the kind of applications that are on it. There are some applications, once you install them and then you allow
location
by clicking on that allow the button, you actually give them access to your microphone, to your rear and front camera, to your contacts, to your messages and all that. So you might be having your messaging with your child on it, but because of that application that you didn't really verify and then check the reviews on those applications that your child have installed on those devices, they are able to get all this access. You know what? One kid was just playing with his phone, and he had installed this application on the field on the phone. You know, he needed that application. So when the SLA came, we normally you do that. I mean, most people do that. You just scroll to the end of it and accept.
Yeah.
So whatever was placed in there, this child didn't read it, didn't understand that all these were given out, microphone phones and everything. So whilst this child is in the living room with the family, the phone was taking pictures
Oh my God.
of the family. And once those pictures were taken, it just goes in there because he had clicked on a link which has given remote access, full remote access to this hacker sitting somewhere, direct control over their device. And this child doesn't know, just clicked on it because he wanted to play a game. And a link came that click on this link so that you get to the next level.
Just accept. And Benjamin, from a global perspective, I mean, there have been some applications that are known to be harmful. With those applications, they are equally entertaining as well as harmful. I need to mention that because, I mean, on a daily basis, you'd see kids creating content for those platforms. What would you recommend to parents as well as kids? Because now it is entertaining and equally harmful. So any recommendations there?
So this can be coined together to be harmful. So where do you stand? Where do you stand on the scale? Do you want the entertainment more, or you want the harm it's going to create? Maybe it's not going to be immediate, but it's going to have a ripple effect. So once, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Parents should be involved in all these things. Get to know what your children are doing online.
Yeah.
Then that can advise. You can advise and you can guide them in doing that. Let's run a lot of cybersecurity awareness for children. Once they are being in the known of this, yes, we take a whole lot of load out of them. They wouldn't get themselves into this kind of phishing links and all those kind of stuff, thereby opening up themselves to this. Or once they get to this these places to download these applications and the rest, they will be able to follow up on some reviews and find out about the authenticity of these applications. So they just don't get themselves onto any portal or onto any platform and start exchanging content because you might not know which place you've landed yourself in. So let's get involved in their daily usage of technology as well as running a lot of awareness for them. We as you said earlier on, we only focus on those in the corporate world and then we leave them thinking that once they get there, then we'll run the training for them. But by the time they get in there, technology is moving at a faster rate. Whatever you might be doing, they would have found a way about it or around it already. So the earlier we start with them, the better for us. When they get into the corporate world, we wouldn't have much to do.
Yeah, and just my last question, Benjamin, to parents as well as kids, if they want to get a better understanding of these cybersecurity concerns, do you have any platforms that they can go and see what actually is cybersecurity? Because maybe other people don't even know what happens when you're being hacked, what happens when you are vulnerable to cyber. So would you be able to give them guidance in any existing platforms that they can go and get more information on?
Okay, so for instance, in Ghana, in the CSA, the Cybersecurity Authority has, this component, which is the Child Online Protection.
Okay.
It's part of our act, which is being developed. And that a lot of work has gone in there that currently we have a short code that when children find themselves in, especially like being bullied, cyber bullied, or when they are being followed, or when a lot of things are being done to them on the cyberspace, they quickly dial those numbers. I don't know about other places, but I'm sure other jurisdictions do have that. I know of the southern part of Africa. I have a friend in Zambia. They have a platform that is not a government platform actually, but they collaborate with them. They've set up this platform, and then there's a lot of content on child safety online on there. I mean, my organization is also doing that cyber bells. We do tours from school to school. So it's forming. it was actually ignored in most part of, the world and most countries, but now it is evolving. So mostly we can get that from the cybersecurity authorities of the organization of the countries, and then they will have that child online protection bit there, where they will have their own platform that they can disseminate to you. You can check on the FBI pages. You can check on the other agencies in your country's platform. They will definitely have that. But for us here, that is what we're using now.
Okay. Benjamin, I think we've learned a lot from you, and thank you for bringing this to our attention. I don't think a lot of parents do think about how this would impact their kids and the adoption of social media, because we really, I think social media is part of our lives now, and we need to see how we make it more safer, as it is part of our lives, like anything we bring into our lives. So I think you brought up key things that we can do from our side. I'll try and summarize some of the cautions that we can have to make sure that we're not victims of cybersecurity. You mentioned that be careful when you take a picture. Make sure that you remove all your details that are on the back end of the picture, because all we're looking at is the visual picture, but there's quite a lot of content that is packaged within that picture. So remove that. And also, don't post everything about your life. I'll try and do that myself, because I'm also on social media. Don't post everything about your life. And from a safety perspective, don't post on the exact day and time when things are happening, because you may attract people that may take advantage of you due to that. And he also mentioned another key important thing, that some social media platforms, they load the content of the image. Not all of them, but some of them load the content, which give direction to attackers out there to know exactly what's happening with your life, and actually you could be a victim of more than just being attacked or cyberbullied, but other things like your house being robbed or things like that happening in your life. Benjamin, I hope I covered everything you mentioned today. I think it was a very important topic from a personal perspective to have a look at, not just corporate view, because we only look at cybersecurity from a corporate perspective.
That's it. You got everything in there. You actually have all the 7 layers of the OSI.
Thank you. Thank you so much once again. It was lovely engaging with you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Bye.